Hey BookTube, it's a book review video this week, and the book I'm reviewing is King of Ashes by Raymond E. Feist. Now, if anything, it's the author that's interesting in this case, to me at least. I've read quite a lot of Mr. Feist's books. His debut novel, Magician, is one of the books that really drew me into reading fantasy novels. It's been a while since I reread it, so I'm not sure how it would stand up to my modern tastes, but when I read it some decades ago, it was instantly my favourite book, and probably remained that way for many years. I subsequently read the sequels, and the sequels to the sequels, and the sequels to the sequels to the sequels, and that kind of sums up Mr. Feist. He has been writing books based in the Midkemia world, or sometimes Kellowan, for a very long time. I read perhaps 16 or 17 of them. Presumably the first 16 or 17 he wrote. And even at that point, it had jumped the shark. He was kind of flogging a dead horse with continuing to write within that world, I felt. Yet he wrote quite a few more after I jumped off of that bandwagon. I'm not saying the books were bad specifically, just stale. So, when I discovered that Mr. Feist had finally got around to writing a brand new and entirely original book set in a new world, I very much looked forward to reading it. So I did. Now, King of Ashes, it starts off with a big betrayal of a king, one of 5 kings in this world, where all the other kings have joined forces against him and killed him and destroyed his entire kingdom. Seems like they pretty much massacred everyone. Not the most pleasant start, I suppose. But anyway, the book then jumps forward about 17 years, and it's set in a world dealing with the aftermath of that betrayal. That destruction of one of the 5 kingdoms. There are 2 main characters. Declan, a blacksmith, and Hatu, who is the sole remaining heir of that betrayed king. Hidden away as a baby, and just becoming a man 17 years later. Now these 2 main characters, along with a sprinkling of other point of view characters, are, well, they're pretty great. I really like the characters. Not just Declan and Hatu, but Hava. She's a somewhat badass assassin type female character who spent her life training to be some sort of secret agent, along with Hatu. They've grown up together and have a very close friendship. They're good characters, and there is a sprinkling of action scenes throughout the book to keep the reader's interest. The world building is on a grand and epic scale, and is very good. Felt like I learned a lot about the world in which these characters exist. This book is a very good introduction to this world. An introduction to something. But that is all it is. There's almost no plot in this book. Whereas Magician his debut novel, was a very complete story that worked as a standalone novel beautifully, and quite possibly was intended as a standalone novel. This is not. A novel has a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is just a beginning. It's a good beginning, but bearing in mind it is the only book in the series currently published, I think I would recommend waiting until more in the series are published before reading this. I do look forward to reading more instalments of this story, but on its own, it's not up to much. And I did have one fairly big bugbear with this book, which was that Hatu and Hava are in love with each other. They somewhat slowly realise that as the book goes through, and you are reminded of it in quite a lot of detail in every chapter, or at least every chapter where Hatu or Hava are a point of view character. It's really rammed down your throat that they love each other. Got a bit tiresome. Other than that, I enjoyed it as an intro to a new world. And as I said, I look forward to picking up the next in the series. I don't actually know when that comes out. Probably should have looked that up. Maybe I'll go do that now. Bye.